The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name, wow, there was some hairs that were missed when I got my hair cut. My name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the program for this 18th day of March. Have you recovered from St. Patty's Day? Did your team make the dance? All those important questions now to be discussed over the next hour. We got the first of two real-life championship series previews this week. Today it is the Red Sox and the A's from Oakland. And on Thursday we'll play the Memorial Day game between the Dodgers and the Mets from New York. The other possible LCS thing this week will be the Yankees and the A's on Thursday as part of our doubleheader. And tomorrow, our Wednesday special, a rare Sunday game between the Brewers and the Indians. Red Sox come into this at 20-23, and I will be running the Red Sox. The A's are 26-20. They're going with Dave Stewart on the mound today. Stewart, 4-6 on the year. Oh, apparently I forgot to do something. The Red Sox will go with Earl Cam Boyd. So there you go. It's the Red Sox and the A's next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988. Today from Oakland Alameda Coliseum in Oakland, California. It is the Oakland Athletics and the Boston Red Sox. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And again, it will be Dave Stewart against the Red Sox. How you doing, Bernie? Good morning. Bernie did his podcast last night, I believe, with Steve Tate and Beatles Eternally. Did a great job with that. Always a fun listen, and I do dip into their Field of Dreams league play. It is fun to watch draft leagues. Stewart is 31. His fastball is at 90, and he's a ground ball pitcher. He's 4-6 on the year with a 4.66 ERA. Faced the Orioles 5 days ago on the 23rd, a 2-1 win. His fourth win of the year. 7 2/3, 126 for Stu. 4 innings. O'Reilly was earned of 4 walks and 5 strikeouts. You're welcome, Jeff. 87 innings for Stu. 71 hits, 46 runs, 45 earned, 10 homers, 37 walks, and 59 strikeouts. And this will be the lineup he'll face. Wade Boggs will lead off at third. It's about time John McNamara put him there. Marty Barrett will bat second and play second. Ellis Burks in center will go third. Dewey Evans cleans up at first. Mike Greenwell is in left, batting fifth. Jim Rice, the DH, batting sixth. Rich Gedman behind the plate will go seventh. Spike Owens at short, batting eighth. And Brady Anderson, who's about to go to Baltimore, is in right, batting ninth. And Stewart can go the distance. Hopefully, Jeff, you got a good season to go along with that Strat football purchase. Defensively for the Oakland A's, Stan Javier is a 5 and a 3 in left. Dave Henderson is 7 and a 4 in center. Jose Canseco is 6 and a 9 in right. Carney Lansford a 4 at third. Walt Weiss is an 8 at short. Mike Gallego a 5 at second. McGuire a 7 at first. Mercado is a 2 and a 1 behind the plate. And Stu is a 3 on the mound. Not a good fielder at 894. So Boggs stepping in. Again, a beautiful day here in Oakland. 63 degrees. Winds blowing out to center. I didn't realize that. I thought I had last year's older picture of the Coliseum set. I had to switch this one. So the next time we have the A's, as on Thursday, we will be able to, we'll have the traditional one up. Jeff got 7 at 18 because he's a Pats fan. Okay. Boggs at 391, a homer, and 29 RBI. Wade laces this one into right center for a double to start the ball game, his 13th. So he's already in scoring position for Marty Barrett, hitting 271, no homers, and 18 RBI. Line drive to Gallego, and a double off Boggs. How about that? So a frozen rope, and Gallego dove to the bag, and Boggs was dreaming of chicken and beer, I guess, about 30 years or 25 years early. Ellis Burks at 302, 5 homers and 21 RBI. Steeler fan, how you doing? And he laces that one in the left past Javier, who should have had it, and Burks is in the second standing. That's his 7th double. The Red Sox have already cost themselves a run. Here's White Evans at 295, 6 homers and 23 RBI. Red Sox have 2 hits and a walk. So Stewart not off to a flying start here. Here's Mike Greenwell at 331, 7 homers and 34 RBI. An underrated player in Red Sox history, Mike Greenwell. Had the unfortunate fortune of having to follow Jim Rice in left. Interesting era, of course. They would win in real life in 88 and in 90 the division. So you can't say the Red Sox were an unsuccessful team in this era. First and second, liner past Gallego. Henderson is there and makes the catch. No runs, 2 hits. The Red Sox leave on 2 after half an inning, no score. Well, here is Oil Can Boyd making his 10th start of the year. 29 years old, fastball at 88, and a fly ball plus pitcher. The Can, I believe that by the end of the year. JT Dutch, my goodness, how are you? By the end of the year, we'll be in Montreal, I think. Dennis pitched against the Mariners on the 23rd and did not pitch well. The Red Sox won 8-7, but no thanks to Boyd. 2 innings, 56 pitches, 7 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 2 homers and 2 walks. The very definition of a Christmas tree. 52 1/3 for Oil Can, 67 hits, 37 runs, 36 of them earned. 10 home runs in 52 innings. My goodness. Canseco and McGuire are juicing up as we speak. And we're not talking juicy juice. 15 walks and 26 strikeouts. The lineup for Oakland, Carney Lansford leads off at third. Stan Javier in left will bat second. Canseco is in right. He'll go third. Dave Parker is a DH. He'll clean up. And then it's McGuire, who already has 16 home runs on the year, at first batting 5th. Dave Henderson in center will go 6th. Gallego at second will bat 7th. Orlando Mercado behind the plate. One of his 16 games he'll play for the A's at 88. And Walt Weiss at short batting 9th. Will Can Boyd, the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, should go about 6 at 105 pitches. Red Sox defensively, it'll be Greenwell a 5 and a 3 in left. Burks a 7 and a 5 in center. Anderson a 6 and a 9 in right. Boggs a 7 at third. Owen a 7 at short. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Dwight Evans a 2 at first. Rich Gedman an 8 and a 7 behind the plate. Boyd a 7 on the mound with a .920 fielding percentage. Lansford at 298, 3 homers and 22 RBI. Boyd starts his effort, popped up left side. Boggs and Greenwell. It'll be Boggs on the grass, 1 out. For Stan Javier, I guess there's a new patch out for the baseball game I need to get. Stan at 339. No homers, 3 doubles, and 13 RBI. Up the middle, there's Barrett. Great stop in front of the bag over to first for the out. We've talked about Marty Barrett before, and of course, that's his 5th great play. He's made 7 poor in 43 games. That underrated as far as Red Sox history is concerned, of course, with Remy, who preceded him, and of course Pedroia, who was a pretty good player in his own right. Canseco at 265, 7 homers and 34 RBI, but Greenwell kind of fits there. Obviously not in the same sentence as Williams, Yaz, and Rice, but he's forgotten, largely because of Manny Ramirez. Pitch to Canseco, draws a walk, and Jose goes to first. So Boyd lost him on a 3-0 fastball outside, check swing, and he doesn't go. Brings up Dave Parker at 272, 5 homers and 19 RBI. Canseco, not a threat to steal. It doesn't matter because he draws the walk. So Boyd with 2 out is walked 2. In fact, he's thrown 8 straight out of the zone. So here's McGuire hitting .341. He's hit 16 homers and driven in 43. DJ John, my goodness, it's a California convention here today. McGuire draws the walk, and Boyd has walked 3 straight. At least he got a couple strikes off to McGuire. Full count change, missed inside, and they're loaded for Dave Henderson, hitting .241, 6 homers, and 22 RBI. So Canseco on third, Parker not as fast as he was with his days with the Pirates on second, and McGuire on first, and Boyd trying to survive the first. Yep, 88. Okay, how you doing, Mike? 5.34 ERA, 9-7. In 1990, I believe that was in Montreal. 2.93 ERA, 10-6. Stats are weird. JT Dutch says it was a fast-hitting period in Red Sox history of the 80s. I think Carlton Fisk's Hayward Sucks t-shirt said a lot. Yep. The relationship between ownership and players has always been interesting. Pitch to Hendu. Pops this one into left center. Burke's moving over, and the A's are going to leave him loaded. How about that? So Oil Can gets out of it. No runs, no hits, and somehow all those walks don't hurt. No score. I'm sure for Boyd, Mike, as Rice will step in, hitting .271, 6 homers and 25 RBI. Rice, Gedman, and Owen. So 6, 7, and 8 for Boston here in the second. That getting away from Boston was the best thing that could happen to Oil Can. Had some good years in Montreal. Rice into left, Javier, 1 out. Gedman at .241, a home run and 5 RBI. Him and Rick Cerrone, the catchers for the Red Sox. Popped up right side, Gallego. 2 out. For Spike Owen at .237, 4 homers and 12 RBI. In 86, Oakland was the ace in 85. He threw almost 280 innings. And when he was not named to the All-Star team in 86, as Roger Clemens and Bruce Hurst were, Oil Can had what would be best described as a temper tantrum. How you doing, Tribe fan? And earned himself a week or so vacation. Struck him out. So Stewart got him on an 0-2 fastball, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Sox go in order after an inning and a half, no score. Gallego, Mercado, and Weiss, 7, 8, 9 to face Boyd. Mike at 136. No homers and 3 RBI. Swung on a 3-1 fastball, and Boyd will work the count full. DJ John separating his 23 strike cards. Tribe fan survived St. Patrick's Day. Was it the green beer, the whiskey, or the corned beef that got you? But mostly through the workday on a Monday. Pitch to Gallego. Fly ball, left field, Greenwell. And that is going to be a ground rule double. Greenwell tried to get there, and it bounced. And it bounced over the wall. And so that's the first hit for Oakland. Mercado, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, 167, a homer and 3 RBI. The mass amounts of people riding public transport to downtown Cleveland was there for an AHL game. Nice. And if I actually, gave you his screen name here on Twitch, it's Columbus Blue Jackets fan 0879. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Owen, almost on the grass. Makes the catch. 1 out for Weiss, who's hitting .306, 6 doubles, and 15 RBI. To be fair to Boyd, he had a good second half of that 86 campaign for the Red Sox and pitched the division clincher against the Blue Jays. In fact, somewhere at my parents' house, I had the Boston Herald. Headline was in the can. Mercado played for the Dodgers in 87, hit a neat and tidy 600, JT Dutch says, going 3 for 5. Left center field, Burks moves over, makes the catch, and Gallego goes back. And they're going to try for third. The throw to Boggs is going to be good. That's going to be awful close. Boggs puts down the tag, and they don't get him. So Gallego on third, 2 out for Lansford. Carney 0 for 1. Wilkins opening 9, 37 pitches, inning in 2/3, a single, and 3 walks. And a balk. Oakland scores the first run of the ball game on a 2-0 balk. Boyd has a few words. No one's listening. But a balk. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. 1-0 Oakland. And Lansford home run left field. An absolute no-doubter. Dennis got so much of the plate, he thought he was at a Golden Corral for seconds. So Carney nails his 4th of the year, and the A's go up 2-0. Wasn't anything that Greenwell could do. Yeah, 88 the year of the balk. I think the first couple of weeks of the replay, every game we did at a balk, it's kind of calmed down a bit. So 2-0 Oakland. And the Cans ERA is now at 6.33. Warrior to the 5th plate of all-you-can-eat shrimp hit Red Lobster. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. McNamara is still the manager, although this is a pretty good lineup they got out there. I believe they made the change. If Bernie's still here, he'd tell you. In June, Javier is 0 for 1. Fly ball, left field, Greenwell down the line, and they will make the catch to retire the side. Oakland gets 2 on 2 hits, including the home run from Carney Lansford. Carnage is his name-o, and after 2, it's 2-0 Oakland. One of the things that the Red Sox will do in rather short order, because Brady Anderson, who's about to get traded on July 28th, he must have got hurt. Because he only has 3 more games with the Red Sox. Maybe not. I didn't realize that was a deadline deal. Is that they will trade him to Baltimore. Poor Brady. How much longer will manager Juckett stick with the can? I haven't looked yet. They'll trade him for Mike Boddicker to give the Red Sox some pitching depth. Brady at 231, no homers and 8 RBI. Ground ball to Gallego. Over to McGuire for the out. One away for Boggs. Stewart's opening 9. Davis cruising right along. 28 pitches, 2 1/3. 2 hits. A walk and a strikeout. Boggs doubled his first time up. Ground ball left side, base hit. So Wade is 2 for 2. Don't get caught. There you go. Brings up Marty Barrett. Marty's 0 for 1. Third hit for the Sox. Up the middle, might be 2. Gallego to Weiss for 1. And Barrett is going to reach because Boggs did the roll block slide. 2 out for Burks. Ellis doubled his first time up. Looms large now because Boggs would have scored. Barrett on first. Burks swings. Popped up. Left side. Lansford, Javier, and Weiss. That sounds like a law firm. Lansford's there. Makes the catch, and that'll do it. After 2.5, no runs a hit. The Red Sox have left on 3. It's the A's 2. Boston none. If you're wondering, I suppose if I needed to go to a long reliever, Wes Gardner is at my disposal. He was fired at the break. I may or may not have celebrated heartily at that. So, how you do? Midlife crisis, how you doing? 37 months. Canseco, yeah, a 309 average, 486 on base percentage, and a 13% chance of popping one here. He is due, man. Left field, Greenwell has it for the out. A long, loud out. 1 out for Parker, who walked his first time up. So it would be the man, the myth, Wes Gardner. Parker draws the walk. You don't want to be putting runners on in front of McGuire. Parker not a threat to steal. Milwaukee, Cleveland Wednesday, and then Memorial Day doubleheader Thursday, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. The second of our real-life LCS previews, the Dodgers and the Mets from Shea. Oh, don't worry about it, John. Don't worry about it at all. You guys watch, and that's appreciated. And then the Yankees will be here. To your Amazon. Aha! So you actually got to use, did you actually get to use your, am I the linked? Did you use your Prime to help me out? McGuire in the left, Greenwell with all that room. Does he make the catch? I believe he does. He does! And there's 2 out for Henderson. Awesome. Doesn't cost John a penny. Mr. Bezos and I will split that $5. Dave Henderson is 0 for 1. Jeff has never threatened, has never taken me out to dinner or given me a pat in the back or anything like that. Split all this money with him. Bozo's Bucks for the win. Yep. Popped up left side. Greenwell over in the corner. That ball's still rising, and Mike will turn and watch it go. So Henderson hits his 7th of the year, and the A's go up 4-0. I think the question is for the Red Sox is that when they do make that change and the lineups get a little bit better, Gas Can Boyd, how far out are they going to be? The answer is right now they aren't. They're 4 back. They hit the stairwell out there, which caused a couple rats to fall in the sewers to be discovered 30 years later. We're going to let... Yeah, Greenwell should have been the MVP in 92, right? Boyd isn't pitching all that well, as you'd expect, but we're going to try to milk him as long as we can. Pitch to Gallego. Struck him out. Boyd looks over at the shell ad there for JT Dutch. Yeah, it was gorgeous. The picture that should be there. Hand-operated scoreboards out there. It really was a nice place until they built that thing out there in center field. 2 runs on the homer by Henderson, a hit, and that's it. After 3, it's 4-0 Oakland. So Dewey, Greenwell, and Rice, 4, 5, and 6. Dwight walked his first time up. Stewart starts the 4th. Base hit past Gallego into center field. And there's a... Did that just not get there? What's that? Gallego should have had it? He should have had it. Did Evans go to second? No. Here's Greenwell with a hitting streak. MT for Monstrosity Davis. Gators 0 for 1. Ball 4. So Stewart has 2 on and nobody out for Rice. Jim Ed is 0 for 1. Just had his birthday. By the way, and I'm going to forget his name, the guy that's making the coffee mugs with the Apple cards, is going to send me the 78 Rice card. That's awesome. So first and second, nobody out for Rice. Ground ball foul, third base side. Lansford will pick it up, and the count is full. Red Sox held off the Yankees in John's 74 Action PC replay. Yay! O's did go on a tear, but the Sox were well ahead. So Boston, Oakland? In your ALCS? 3-2. Count is full to Rice. Base hit right field. Pass Canseco. Evans, is he going to round third? This will be extra bases. Evans is going to score. Greenwell's going into third. The throw into second. Rice will slide and get in there. And for Jim Ed, that's his third double, and it's 4-1. For Gedman, who's 0 for 1. So Greenwell on third, Rice on second. He will make Strat Monks as long as you have the card image. And I'll show it off when I get it. It was a gift from someone else. And so it was very, very sweet. And so I don't really have any cards. But Rice is my favorite player of all time. And so here's Gedman. He's 0 for 1. Left field, that should score Greenwell. Javier does not have a good arm. That's hit pretty well, but it will be caught. Greenwell goes back to tag, and he'll score without a throw, and it's 4-2. So Rice on second, 1 out. The Red Sox have cut the lead in half now for Spike Owen, who struck out his first time up. Up the middle, Weiss looks Rice back to the bag, throws to first, 2 out. And then Rice goes to third as soon as Weiss threw it. So 2 out for Brady Anderson, who's 0 for 1. To Stewart. On the mound, throws to McGuire, and that will do it. Red Sox cut the lead in half, which is about as well as you could expect. After 3.5, it's 4-2 Oakland. So here are the standings. Again, 4 out. They're not out of this by a long shot. The Yankees and the Jays, who've caught fire, are tied for first. Cleveland and Milwaukee, who you'll see Wednesday, a half game out. Detroit and Boston are 4 out. It's kind of like watching a car race at the start, isn't it? The top 3 rows. In the West, Kansas City by 1 over the Twins. 2 over Oakland. Seattle are the Cinderellas in baseball at 26 and 21. Yeah, the Angels are, well, at least the Rams will be doing stuff at the stadium this year. Mets 3.5 over the Pirates. We can almost put a projection on that one. The Reds lead the Dodgers by 2.5. I did not know until I looked over the weekend, but the only team in the National League West not to finish over 500 was the Braves. Everyone else was above 500. A lot of parity in 88. Red Sox and A's first and third in hitting. A's third in pitching. The Red Sox third in fielding. So a lot going right for the Red Sox except for in the win column. Mercado is 0 for 1. Line drive to Owen. 1 out. So here's Weiss is 0 for 1. Sex base terms. That's where things get tricky. I can't wait to see what that is. Sox are a half game up on the A's with 2.5 on the Rangers, with the A's needing to win the final game to force a possible one-game playoff. But the Sox have 2 games left that were rained out versus Texas, a home and a home. The Rangers have those 2 games, but they had 1 tie in 74 versus Cleveland that was not made up. Are they really going to tell me that you mentioned the word 3-way and that hit the auto mod? Wow. So the Rangers need to sweep the Sox in a home and home, then replay the Cleveland game if necessary to force a possible 3-way. And that set off the auto mod. How you doing, Big Dave? JT Dutch says the Mets were so good, so good in 88. After the Dodgers beat them in the LCS, I had absolutely no fear of the A's in the World Series. I would think not. I would think not. Tribe fan says you guys shouldn't mention the Skyline Chili for mentioning the 2+1. See, that didn't set it off. It's amazing what will set that thing off. Weiss is 0 for 1. Speaking of getting set off. To third. Boggs has it. Throws to Evans. Weiss jogging down the line for the out. 2 away for Kearney. Wilkie Boyd, 18 batters, 77 pitches, 3 2/3. 3 hits, the 2 homers. Lansford, his solo shot, his last time up, and Henderson with a 2-run shot in the third. He has walked 4 and struck out 1. Popped up. Owen into foul territory. He can run to San Francisco from here. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So, a clean inning from Wilkin. We go to the 5th. It's 4-2 Oakland. So, Boggs, Barrett, and Burks to face Stewart here in the 5th. Stu, 67 pitches, 18 batters, 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Again, you think about 88, and you think about the Mets and A's history now that we're so far removed, and you wonder, A, how did the Mets only win 1 World Series with that group? And B, how did the A's only win 1 World Series with that group? Pitch to Boggs. Ground ball to Gallego. Over to McGuire. 1 out. For Oakland's credit, they did go to the World Series 3 years in a row. It is an absolute mystery, as JT Judge says. And you have to wonder, Marty Barrett, by the way, being 0 for 2, that if there's no quake in 89, what happens to the Giants when they play Game 3? One of the greatest replays Giants ever had, the 74 Action PC. The Pirates went on a tear and took over first, lost the final game while the Phillies won 5 out of their last 6 to force a 1-game playoff. Wow! Cardinals led almost all season, albeit by a small margin, and blew it in the final week. That sounds like what happened in our 2001 replay with the Phillies. Not that John keeps track of that stuff or anything. Pitch to Barrett. Line drive to Gallego for the out, 2 away. Ellis Burks 1 for 2. He has a double. JT Dutch thinks the Giants were doomed regardless. There was a lot of parity in the 89 NL. I think they would have been very hard to win. I understand why La Russa did what he did in Game 3 when they actually played it, going with Dave Stewart. But I thought that was a bit of dirty pool. Of course, it didn't matter. The A's swept. Burks 1 for 2 with a double. Line drive to Lansford, who's there, and that'll do it. Halfway home on a 39-degree snowy day in Burlington. Oakland 4, Boston 2. To finish up on John's replay set, the Reds almost blew it in 74 the final week, but pulled it out with 2 games left. There's lots of double entendres. Why do you think we loved match game? Jeff says snow in Edmonton. JT Touch says at best I think the Giants win one, and yeah. That was my freshman year of college. Anyway, if you joined us late, 4-2, Oakland over the Red Sox. Boston had 2 hits and a walk and didn't score in the first. Oakland had 3 walks in the first. Oakland Boyd got out of that. In the second, Gallego on a balk scored to make it 1-0. Then Carney Lansford a solo homer to make it 2-0 his fourth. In the third, old friend Dave Henderson a 2-run blast to make it 4-0. Red Sox got half of that back in the fourth. Jim Rice RBI double to score Dwight Evans, and then Rich Kedman a sac fly to make it 4-2. Oil Can Boyd not covering himself in clover. You can buy him for $6.39. Oh wait, that's his ERA. 3-hitter through 4. All 4 runs are earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 1. Dave Stewart, 5-hitter through 5, and both the runs are earned. Javier Canseco and Parker to face Oil Can in the 5th. Stan is 0 for 2. Ground ball to Owen. Spike has it, throws to Evans for the out. The thing is, Boyd has settled in, and now once the wheels fall off, he'll get yanked. I remember where I was too, John. In the main lounge of my dorm at Linden State. Yeah, I wanted the Cubs there too. Jose Canseco is 0 for 1 with a walk. In the left field, and that's well hit. Greenwell jogs back, but that is gone. And for Canseco, that's his 8th of the year, and it's 5-2 Oakland. The Bash brothers have done it again tonight. They've both homered. Only the 4th hit for Oakland. The 40-40 man drops a bomb. Or as John Sterling would say, an A-bomb from A-Rod. Dave Parker has walked twice and scored. I realized a long time ago that John Sterling, who has been an announcer forever, he did Islander and net games when it was the New York Nets and Julius Erving was there. Jose, can you see that ball leave the yard? Sterling reminds me of Thurston Howell III, Jim Backus, Mr. Magoo, if you will. Pitch to Parker. Fly ball to right. Anderson in the right center. Tracks over and makes the catch. 2 out. And so every time I hear Sterling, that's who I think of. Come on, Lovey. Let's get a coconut, shall we? Here's McGuire. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. There's absolutely no truth to the rumor that Sterling broadcast a game between The Knickerbockers and the New York Nine at LZ and Fields. That's one of the Polo Ground sites, right? John says, I was working at night while at college delivering pizza. Sat in your car outside the shop listening to it on the radio. It was a party night, so I was the one to break the news to the crowd outside the shop. I wonder how Jack Buck handled that. That's one clip I haven't heard. He was that much better. Was he that much better when he was with the Braves? Or he was good with the Braves. Pitch to McGuire, 2 out here in the 5th. In the right center, Birch should be able to grab this. And retires aside. They get the hit on the home run by Canseco. And that'll do it. After 5-2 Braves. JT Dutch sums it up pretty well. He was pretty darn good. Far less of a homer. Also called Atlanta Hawks games on TBS. But you got to remember, in the mid-'80s, Don Sutton was his replacement on TBS. You had Skip and Ernie do one half of the game. Yeah, I didn't think he was that bad with the Braves. Skip and Van Wieren was one half. That's right, he called Larry Bird's 60-point game. And then it was Sterling and Ernie Johnson. And so Sterling didn't need to be a homer because Ernie Johnson loved the Braves. Evans has walked, singled, and scored. And so you always knew they were pro-Brave announcers. Sterling's probably claim to fame as a Braves announcer. Pitch to Evans is a liner to left center. Henderson is there for the out. Was he called Rick Camp's home run on that July 4th game in '85? Early in the morning of July 5th. When they batted him in the 17th. And he said he would eat his hat. Greenwell is 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored. Yeah, it was that game. And so there are a lot of egos in that booth. Skip, Ernie, and Pete. He did 4.5 on radio and 4.5 on television. And then you split that in half, play-by-play and analysts. Pitch to Greenwell. Ball 4. His ego got pretty good when he came with the Yankees. He pretty much chased Michael Kay out of the booth. John says succumb to the ESPN effect, always needing catchphrases. Here's Jim Rice. He doubled. 1 for 2, drove in a run in the 4th. And as Joe Buck would say, slam-a-lamma, ding-dong. Throw to first, Greenwell back. Do I hit and run here? Can't see it. Yeah, the nickname thing got old in a hurry. They're going to hit around with Greenwell. Pitch to Rice. Swings, and that's into left field. Javier, with all sorts of room, will make the catch, and Greenwell has to go back to first. At least it didn't hit into a double play. 2 out for Gedman, who had a sac fly and is 0 for 1. I know that one of the reasons why Charlie Steiner headed west was because he pretty much had enough of Sterling. It was Steiner's call of Aaron Boone's homer in '03 that Sterling kind of stepped all over. But he and Waldman are legends. Gedman into right. Canseco will make the catch, and that'll do. Oh, absolute web gem from Canseco. A diving, tumbling slide on the grass, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. They'll leave on a runner. Bottom of the 6th, 5-2 Oakland. Yep. Steiner's great. This will be Oakland's last inning. Henderson is 1 for 2. He's homered his 7th. Driven in 2 and a run scored. And Steiner was good in the Yankee booth. Fly ball. Shallow third base. 1 out. Gallego 1 for 2, a double, a run scored, and a strikeout. And Gallego draws the walk. We'll let Boyd go to Mercado here, who's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. And Gallego not a threat to steal. I think Waldman has done yeoman's work in the booth doing all the color. And probably because Sterling has so much stick, it's taken away from what her accomplishments have been, to be honest. Might be 2 here. Owen to Barrett for 1. Marty turns, throws to first, and that is a 6-4-3 double play. That'll do it for Boyd, I'm sure, but he got you 6. They trail 5-4, but he got you 6. So Owen, Anderson, and Boggs. Stewart hasn't thrown a good game, but he's on the right end of a 5-2 score, looking for his 5th win. Owen is 0 for 2 with the strikeout. And he draws the walk. So nobody out. Walk. Brady Anderson. Gonna bunt. He's 0 for 2. He squares. It is down. Stewart goes to second, and they got Owen. So a fielder's choice there. 1-6. And so Anderson, who supposedly is a good bunter, failed. So here's Boggs. Wade is 2 for 3. He is single-doubled. Stewart, 27 batters, 100 pitches. 6 in the third. I knew someone was going to bring that up. 5 hits, 4 walks, and a strikeout. I'm sorry in advance, but the first thing I think of when I hear about Susan Waldman is, Roger Clemens is in George's box. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't get paid by the impression, oh, by the way. You know, Waldman, I'm sure I've talked about this before. 1 out, Anderson on first. Struck him out. So Stewart got him to chase a 1-2 fastball. Only the second K for Dave. Marty Barrett 0 for 3. Susan Waldman is a trained opera singer. Did you know that? Pitch to Barrett. There's a ground ball to short. Weiss goes across the way to McGuire for the out. And so stretch time 5-2 Oakland. Don't need Wes Gardner now. You can go right to Dennis Lamp. Thanks for the kibbles and bits there, JT Dutch. Lamp is 1-0 with a 4.19 ERA. 36 years old. Fastball at 83 and a ground ball pitcher. He last pitched against the Mariners 5 days ago. He got the win in that Ocam Boyd pounding. Lamp went 1 inning through 10 pitches and got the win. 19 1/3 for Dennis, 22 hits, 9 runs all earned, 7 walks and 11 strikeouts. So Weiss, Lansford, and Javier to face Lamp. Probably can't, well, if they don't, they can get 2. Weiss is 0 for 2. So to finish the Waldman thing, I'm surprised Bernie hasn't chimed in because I'm sure he knows the story as well. She worked with Sherm Feller, pitched to Weiss into right center. Burks goes back. Ellis will make the catch, 1 out. Who was an accomplished musician of his own right and just happened to be the PA announcer for the Red Sox. So Waldman is from Boston, or the Boston area. Top of the lineup now for Oakland. Lansford homered. He's 1 for 3. That was his 4th, and he's driven in 23. And so when WHN Radio in New York was about to make the change from country politan station to be the first all sports station in the country. Yeah, she was an opera singer, JT Dutch. It was Feller who encouraged her to send a tape to Jeff Smulian at Entercom. And she got the job as the Yankees beat reporter. And so on July 1st, 1987, and I was in Connecticut that day, the first voice after Ray Price sang about the good times at the end of WHN, when it turned into WFAN, she was the first voice ever heard. Pitch to Lansford. Ground ball to Owen. Spike's got it, throws it to Evans. And eventually there's 2 out. So Lamp 2 up, 2 down on 7 pitches. Here's Javier, who's 0 for 3. And now you know the rest of the story. Javier is 0 for 3. Rick Bundy is really good at color. Neverett was in the Red Sox booth, DJ John, before. And I think kind of clashed with Dave O'Brien before O'Brien moved to television. And Steiner? Yeah, you're welcome. I haven't heard enough of Charlie. I always liked his work on at ESPN. Monday just has that Southern California vibe. He's just really, really, really laid back. You can, Ross Porter's interviewed a couple of them. You can watch those on YouTube. And Ross, unfortunately, is still bitter about being fired. Pitch to Javier. Struck him out. And so Lamp gets out of the 7th clean. A 1-2 curve on the outside corner. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Story time continues after 7, Oakland 5, Boston 2. So Burks, Evans, and Greenwell here in the 8th. Ellis to face Stewart, who could finish this. Ellis is 1 for 3 with a double. Struck him out. A full count fastball swung on and missed. Dwight Evans is 1 for 2. Dewey has singled, scored, and walked. Waldman, again, without calling any baseball, really, I think, should be considered for the Ford Frick. Because you don't do this job for, it's 2024? So 37 years in the number 1 market, and has covered the Yankees from day 1 in New York without being good. And yes, she's known for, I'm having what she's having when Roger got in the box that day when he came back, but she is good at what she does. Charlie's uncontrollable laughter reported Carl Lewis's failed national anthem will always be a classic ESPN highlight. Yep. Or when the commercial when Evander Holyfield tries to find him. Come and get it, Charlie. Come get your whooping. Pitch to Dewey. Ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Greenwell. Francis Scott off key. Yep, the A's have a female play-by-play announcer this year. Hopefully she's good. I know the Milwaukee Bucks have a female play-by-play announcer. And she and Beth Mullins will be part of the crews, I believe, for CBS and Turner for the NCAAs. Mike Greenwell is 0 for 1 with a run scored. Evans on first, 5-2, Oakland, top of the 8th. Greenwell past McGuire. Canseco will pick it up, and Canseco bobbles it. And so Greenwell's into second, Evans on third, and it's Canseco's second error of the year. 1 out, and the tying run now is Jim Rice, who's 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Yep, and off his head. Yeah, Charlie had Holyfield as a 20th best heavyweight boxer in Georgia. Yep, that was great. Come and get it. Yeah, those commercials were hilarious. So Evans on third. That's right, the other Charlie Steiner won for Y2K with a tie around his head. Follow me! Follow me to freedom! Evans on third, Greenwell on second, and Rice the tying run in a 5-2 game here in the 8th, 1 out. Mercado and Stewart have a word. Dave peers in. Rice, a ground ball to short. Evans will score. Rice goes for the sure out at first. Rice is retired, and it's a 5-3 ball game, 2 out. So the Red Sox have made the most out of this. Here's Gedman, who can hit a righty. Not Sam Horn. They'll go with Jody Reed, who's hitting 100 as a pinch hitter. 286 and 7 RBI. So a single makes this a 1-run game. And Cerrone will catch whoever I bring into or Lamp. Because of my excellent managing, JT, of course. How do you think they're still in there? They're not a bad team. Of course. No, I'm kidding. This is the lineup they probably should have had. The last couple of times we had them on, it was Boggs batting third. And have I talked about my irrational hatred for John McNamara? Pitch to Reed. Fly ball left field. Javier again. Oh, that goes foul. And someone from Berkeley makes the catch. It's 1-2. So Stewart has thrown 129 pitches. Greenwell leading off a third. So 1-2. Up the middle, Gallego on the grass. Snap throw to first, and Reed is retired. And so after 7.5, the Red Sox have made this interesting. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error. It's the A's 5, the Red Sox 3. Jody Reed was a great fielder. I forgot he spent 93 with the Dodgers. They brought him up at the end of 82, or 87. Rick Cerrone, by the way, will come in to catch. He's a 7 with a 4-arm. Lamp will try to finish this one up. Canseco homered his last time up. He's now hit 8. And driven in 35, 1 for 2. Owen has it over to Evans for the out. Ugh. JT Dutch thinks he left because he got sick of being Jose Offerman's double play partner. Ugh. Wouldn't you? Offerman was a DH that played the field. Here's Parker. Dave has walked twice and scored once. He scored on the Henderson homer. Dave's 0 for 1. Pitch to Parker. Laces this one to left. Greenwell slides. Makes the catch. 2 out. So Lamp 1 out away from 2 solid innings. Here's McGuire, who has walked. He's 0 for 2. It'll be Milwaukee and Cleveland Wednesday, and then the Memorial Day doubleheader Thursday. Pitch to McGuire. Ground ball to Boggs. Wade has it. Throws to Evans. And that will do. So the Red Sox have held the A's to 5 runs on 4 hits. 2 home runs were huge. We go to the 9th. 5-3 Oakland. So Owen, Anderson, and Boggs to face Stewart. Red Sox 2 to tie, 3 to go ahead. Spike is 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. That's true, Tribe fan says. Wouldn't be much of a DP combo when Offerman made so many errors. Offerman played first for the Red Sox for a while. Jose would be a good player today because you could bury him as a DH. Not a bad hitter. Owen draws a walk, and so the Red Sox are going to bring up the tying run. Stewart has walked 6. Brady Anderson is going to swing here. JT Chutz says, I think he aged Tommy Lasorda about a decade. They play for the bunt. Brady tried it the last time up, and it wasn't successful. Lansford playing in. Anderson in the shallow right center. Henderson makes the slide and can't. No, he doesn't. He slid and trapped it. And so the winning or the go-ahead run is now at the plate. Owen on second, and Anderson, the tying run, is on. For Wade Boggs, who was 2 for 4. A single, a double, and a strikeout. So Lee Smith starting to loosen for the Red Sox. Stewart stays. Ground ball to Weiss. Gallego for 1 over to McGuire for a 6-4-3 double play. So 2 out. A great play by Weiss. No ninth inning magic, TM. For Marty Barrett, who can single and make this a 1-run game. Then you got Burks, Evans, and Greenwell. Mike from the truck coming in at the end. Mike got to meet Glenn Corrado. His daughter is an actress. Marty Barrett is 0 for 4. So Marty just wants Stewart to throw a strike right down the middle. In the right, last chance saloon, Canseco, Oakland wins. But it wasn't easy. They're going to win this by the score of 5-3, but you can see what the Red Sox are capable of. Whether they can do it is another story. 3 hours, 5 runs, 4 hits, and error for Oakland. They go to 27-20. They left on 3. That's efficient. Red Sox 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They fall to 20-24. CJT, my expert managerial experience got me that loss. They left on 8. Dave Henderson gets the MVP. He went 1 for 3. Smashing his 7th of the year and driving in 2. So Dave Stewart, with a complete game win, goes to 5-6, although he wasn't all that great. He allowed 7 hits, 3 runs all earned. He walked 6 and struck out 3. Well, Cam Boyd, 6 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs all earned to 3 homers. He walked 5 and struck out 1. And then Dennis Lamp got the last 6 outs to end the ballgame. So the Red Sox fall to 4.5. Oakland is now a game and a half back. And as we play the rest of this Saturday, the 28th of May, we're almost into June, believe it or not. Atlanta in front of 5 people and 2 to win in 15, 2-1. Alvarez 2-0. Scott Terry falls to 5-1. And Dale Murphy 2 for 6 with 2 doubles. What was the deal with the Cardinals in '88? They fell off a truck. Philly beats the Giants 4-2. Don Carmen. Have a good day, Jeff. 2-3. Dave Dravecki 3-3. Bob Dernier, his first of the year, goes 2 for 3. Shy Sox beat the Blue Jays 11-9. Melito Perez 4-4. Nunez 0-1. Chico Walker 4 for 4, hits his 4th, drives in 2. Have a good day, Tribe fan. Houston and Mike Scott shut down the Cubs at Wrigley 1-0. Mike is 4-5. Schiraldi 0-4. And Dave Smith picked up the save. Padres beat the Mets 6-5. In 11, Mark Davis 2-3. Jeff Ennis is 0-1. Robbie Alomar 3 for 5, his first of the year, and steals 2. Reds beat the Pirates 5-3. Jose Rio is 6-0. Jones 1-1, and Eric Davis hits his 7th. 1 for 1 with 3 RBI. And the Reds are there. Hey, you're welcome, John. Hope you enjoyed it. Milwaukee and Cleveland Wednesday stream. 10-7. Brewers pound out 16 hits in 11 innings. Dan Plesac 2-1. Dan Schatzeder 0-1. Robert Yount 5 for 6. His 10th of the year, and driving in 4. Expos beat the Dodgers 3-2. Joe Hesketh, future Boston Red Sox pitcher, 1-1. Brian Holton falls to 2-4. Pedro Guerrero 1 for 3, hits his 4th and walks. Texas 19 hits. They beat the Royals 9-6. Charlie Huff, 5-5. Ted Power falls to 0-3. Pete O'Brien, 3 for 4 and a double. John says injuries and other older players starting to fall off really hurt the Cards in '88. It was like the perfect storm of negativity. Yeah. In 13, the Twins beat the Tigers 5-4. Juan Berenguer goes to 7-1. Paul Gibson falls to 3-2. Tim Loudner, 2 for 5, his first of the year, and drives in 2. The Mariners continue to shock. They beat the Yankees 2-1. Bill Swift goes to 3-3. Rick Rhoden, 9 irons himself to 1-4. Ricky Henderson, 2 for 3 and 2 stolen bases. And in a game that not even Dave Gardner would want to do, the Angels beat the Orioles 4-2. Mike Witt 5-3. Batista 0-2. You're welcome. So our Wednesday, Milwaukee and Cleveland. On a special, we simulate the Sunday on Memorial Day weekend stream. Standings as we leave you: Reds by 3.5, Mets by 3.5. Twins and Royals are tied, and Milwaukee is a half game up on the Yankees and the Blue Jays. All right. Thanks for coming in. We'll talk to you Wednesday for the Brewers and the Indians. So long, everybody.